Does Washington have a shot to actually beat Tom Brady and this Bucs team?
I mean, should I go to Max first? I think I should go to Max first on this one. I want to change course just a little bit. Max, can I get your answer first,
Do what you
please?
want.
Because I got
answer
to
is
wait to give mine.
absolutely
Can
no.
you do that for me, Max?
The answer is no. Of course they don't have a shot. They shouldn't. I mean, this would be a monumental upset and a terrible stain for Tom Brady and the Bucs. The Bucs have been playing their best football as the season wound down. They were ramping up. Does that have a lot to do with Tom Brady's leadership and experience? Absolutely. I believe it does. My hat's off to him. He had a remarkable season. And they are peaking at just the right time. It's an 11-win team. They stomped the Packers early in this season. They beat the brakes off the Lions. I mean, like when you put a good team in front of them, they could win. When you put a bad team in front of them, they could stomp them out. Meantime, they're playing a Washington team that is sub 500. Guys, the only reason they have 7 wins instead of 6 wins is because Peterson didn't kick a field goal and then took Jalen Hurts out of the game. Otherwise, they'd probably be playing the Giants right now. The Washington football team is lucky to have 7 wins. Now, Alex Smith has been a great story. I guess it'll be a big story if he plays. This is a team without a true quarterback who you'd want leading a team on a Super Bowl run. No offense to Alex Smith, who's had a remarkable comeback. But come on, guys. Given age, injury, the whole thing. And it's not like Alex Smith was ever Tom Brady. And you don't have your young quarterback who you drafted to be your franchise guy because you got rid of him. This is a team that sure, they can play some defense. And yes, they laughably get a home game. But this is a season where home field doesn't mean much for the most part. No, the Bucs are big favorites here, and they absolutely will win. And if they don't win, that is a monumental upset.
Well, listen, when we talk about whether or not they have a chance to answer that question directly, I'm going to say yes, for one reason and one reason only, that front four and their ability to get to the quarterback. Tom Brady has been sacked 21 times this season in 16 games. The Washington football team has 47 sacks on this season. Chase Young, your captain on the defensive side of the ball, even as a rookie, he's got 7.5 sacks. Montez Sweat, he's got about 9 sacks. Kerrigan's got about 5.5 sacks. We know that this team can get to the quarterback. What is the Achilles heel? Molly and Max, you should know this better than anybody because the only reason y'all were able to beat Tom Brady in the 2 Super Bowls you faced them when you had Tom Coughlin as your coach was because you had a front four that got to Tom Brady. That's the only reason. And so what we've recognized throughout the years watching Tom Brady, regardless of his greatness, his 6 Super Bowl rings, his 9 trips to the Super Bowl, et cetera, the one thing that has him tap dancing in the pocket, like the late, great Gregory Hines, God rest his soul, is the fact that you've got a front four that can get to him. It's the only thing that seems to really neutralize and negate him. You can have an elite secondary. You can have a big-time offense. You can have linebackers that can drop back into the secondary or could even get to the quarterback or whatever. But when you have a front four that doesn't necessarily need to blitz in order to make you considerably nervous, that has been a problem and an Achilles heel for Tom Brady, and we've witnessed it because we saw him lose 2 Super Bowls because of it. That's the only chance the Washington football team is going to have. Do I think it's going to be good enough? No, I would bet my money on it. But to answer a question as to whether or not they have a chance, considering their strength, is their ability to get to the quarterback, to make him tap dance, to make him nervous, to put his behind on the ground, to put a hat on him. This is what they do. That's the Achilles heel for Tom Brady. I believe, based on that reality, you can't definitively sit up there and say the Washington football team doesn't have a chance when they've got a front four like they have.
Yeah, you heard Bruce Arians say. Bruce Arians says it's championship or bust. If we don't get the ring, you bring Tom Brady to Tampa Bay to get the ring. This is not a let's build for the future of Tom Brady. What, are you trying to win it when he's 50? No, they're trying to get it right now. And when you ask, okay, does the Washington football team have an opportunity to win this game? Yes, they do. But that's just a puncher's chance. And Max knows when you have a puncher's chance, sometimes you got to put yourself in harm's way. They're going to have to bring pressure. They're going to have to show physicality. They're going to have to be all out and heading and going to get Tom Brady. But that's it, right? It's going to take about, you think, 27 points normally to beat Tom Brady in a playoff game or to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this playoff game. If it gets to that, If that's what it takes from the Washington football team, they can't compete in that arena. They can't go win a shootout against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So it's going to take Payne. It's going to take Sweat. It's going to take Young. It's going to take Kerrigan. All of these people are going to have to be in Tom Brady's face. But most importantly, Allen and Payne have to rush up the middle. What is Tom Brady? Tom Brady is a guy that likes to step up into pocket, move sideways, create lanes to throw, and push the ball down the field to these wide receivers, whether it's Godwin, Gronk, Antonio Brown. They can't allow that. They have to get the ball out of his hand quickly, and they have to hit Tom Brady every single opportunity that they have. That's the only chance that this team has to win. They have to turn the ball over, maybe score themselves, and more than anything, not give up big plays. That's how you let Alex Smith get an opportunity to score enough points to win this game.
Every football team has a strength, and the football team, the Washington football team has guys up front, especially Chase Young, who can get after the quarterback. Well, of course, you can't win even 7 games if you don't have any strengths. By the way, what is that strength playing into? Is the O-line a weakness for the Bucs? No, the O-line is one of the Bucs' many strengths. They do a very good job protecting Tom Brady. Does Tom Brady get rid of the ball fast? Yes, he does. Has Tom Brady been much more accurate this year than he was last year? Yes, he has been. Does Tom Brady have weapons? Only everywhere you look, it's an embarrassment of riches on offense. You also have a head coach in Bruce Arians, who seems to push all the right buttons with Brady and this team throughout the year. Every time the media played it up into a controversy, in fact, if you looked closely, Arians knew when to push Tom Brady's buttons and get the team motivated and Brady motivated with public criticism. He knew when to back him up. He knew when to kind of make the offense more what Tom Brady wanted. This team is, in addition to protecting the quarterback and doing all the things I just said, peaking right now against the Washington football team that, as I said, was lucky to beat the Eagles, who weren't even trying to win on the last game of the season. The Washington football team can't win this game.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.